So the first news we're going to cover are going to be the new CURADOs that Shimano has recently revealed. Now the first is going to be a Power Gear CURADO 200K. So basically that means a super slow gear ratio, and this may be the slowest CURADO 200 in recent memory with a ratio of 5.0 to 1. Now that's even lower than the previous 200i that had a 5.5 to 1 ratio. Now the reel looks pretty much unchanged, except they did change the knobs to the older style that are found on the METANIUM DC. Now that's a step backwards in my opinion, but maybe it's to make it easier to differentiate the different ratios on your boat. Now with this super slow gear ratio combined with the micro gears and the X ship, the power on this new CURADO PG should be unreal for resistance baits. Now if I had a boat and I was able to deep crank, then I would definitely pick up one of these for sure, just for that application. And it looks like now it's going to come in both right and left hand, and they are for sale on Tackle Warehouse right now. Now I say that because I think the previous CURADO I, the Power Gear 5.5 ratio, was only available in right hand. Okay, so now on to the big news. And the big news is that Shimano has finally unveiled the new CURADO 300K big game reel. Now this is kind of funny because a lot of people already knew of this reel because of I guess a leak on Tackle Warehouse's webpage that was quickly taken down. And Shimano could have announced this at ICAST easily, but instead they held off on officially announcing this reel right around the same time that Daiwa's new TATULA 300 officially went on sale. Now, as you can see, it shares the same color scheme as the other CURADOs, but the frame and body on this reel is going to be the same as the Tranx 300. Now, after comparing specs, it looks like the only differences other than color are that the Tranx has the Core Protect, HEG gearing, a different handle, higher gear ratios overall, but the CURADO is about an ounce lighter. Now in my opinion those are somewhat minor differences, but the one huge difference is that the new CURADO 300K is going to be a lot cheaper, coming in at $199 versus $279 for the Tranx 300. And also that's a lot cheaper than the new Daiwa TATULA 300, which comes in at $269. And it's also even cheaper than the previous CURADO 300, which I believe was priced at around $250. Now I'm a total novice at the swim bait game, but I'm pretty sure as far as swim bait reels go, this new CURADO seems like a bargain versus other swim bait reels. And for the guys who are wondering, I do have one of these on pre-order because I'm finally going to start throwing some swim baits. But Tackle Warehouse says that December 15 is when they are expected to arrive, but I definitely hope it's sooner than that. Now the first Daiwa we're going to talk about looks a lot like a Shimano due to its bright silver paint. Now this is the new Alphas SV TW. Now people who are familiar with how companies will use a reel platform to make several different models are probably not surprised at this reel being announced. It's sharing the same new platform as the Alphas Air TW, but it will have a much bigger 32mm spool. Now at the time I'm making this video, the only information on this reel is this video released by Daiwa Japan. Now, I'm sure it will sport the usual Daiwa tech like the Zero Adjuster, Ultimate Tournament Drag, Zion Drag Star, but there is one new Daiwa marketing term I've not seen before, and that's hyperdrive. Now, I'm not sure what that is, but maybe it's some form of micro gears. In either event, I'm sure this reel will be released before next year's online only Japanese fishing shows. Now, in the previous Tackle News episode, I had shown you guys the Chinese market Daiwa Fuego SV. Now, other than some low-res pics of this reel, there was really no information about it. But now, it's officially for sale on AliExpress, and it looks to be more than likely a modified lower spec version of the old TATULA SV, but with different paint, less bearings, better knobs, and the Zero Adjuster fitted. Now, prices look to range from the low 130s all the way to $170, but the average seems to be right around $150. Now, of course, these are dependent on what shop you would buy them from. Now, all of this is on AliExpress, of course. So this means you finally get an option of getting an SV reel without the T-wing line guide, which a lot of guys hate because it's very hard to pass leader knots through it. So next up, I'm going to briefly go over the upcoming Abu Garcia Xenon top of the line spinning reel, now that more pictures and information has come out about it. Now, this is supposed to be the new top of the range spinning reel for Abu Garcia, Japan, but instead of focusing on an elegant design like its rivals, the Shimano STELLA and Daiwa EXSENCE, the Xenon goes for a cutting edge radical look, and I think it definitely looks better than both the STELLA or the EXSENCE. It's also targeting the high dollar Shimano Vanquish, as it's supposed to be the lightest spinning reel in the world when it comes out. Now, as you can see, there's a lot going on design wise, but the one thing I did notice was that the Xenon looks to be sporting a rubber knob instead of their usual EVA or cork. Now, I've stated in more than a couple of videos that if you want your reels to get closer to being as smooth as a Shimano, you need to start off with soft rubber knobs, and it looks like Abu Garcia may be going that way in the future. Now, prices on the Xenon are still unannounced, but I expect it to be at least $500. Okay, so we started off with Shimano and we're going to end this video with Shimano. Now, in a few months, Shimano is going to celebrate its 100th anniversary of being in business. And they even have a special countdown website up where there's a clock counting down until they open up that special site for viewing. Now, the importance of this is that a lot of people are speculating that Shimano may come out with some special edition fishing tackle. Now, this is big news because unlike Daiwa, Shimano rarely ever comes out with special edition reels. I really only know of a handful of special edition Shimano reels, and that's going to be the STELLA Millennium Edition, the CONQUEST Sumi Ika Special, the METANIUM MG7 V2, and then the Calcutta Stogie. Now, if they do come out with some special edition reels, I hope the changes are not just cosmetic. And I bring this up because one of the most famous lure designers in the world, Seiji Kato of JACKALL, just had his 60th birthday, and as a present, Shimano gave him 2 custom reels in the form of a Vanquish spinning reel and a 2020 METANIUM baitcast reel. Now, these reels were painted a special reddish maroon, very similar to the Scorpion MGL, and from the limited pictures, they do look nice and all, but I think they could have given the reels a bit more customization to make them a little bit more special. And that is what I'm hoping for in any potential 100th anniversary special edition reels, if they do come out with them. Now, I'm not sure if these maroon colored METANIUMs and Vanquishes will be for sale or not, but if they are, I might look into that METANIUM. Alright guys, so that's it for this edition of Tackle News. The Japanese fishing shows are coming up in early February. Now, they will be online only, but I will be breaking any kind of new news or leaks to you guys as they come out. Alright guys, thanks a lot.